Howdy, y'all. Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. Today we're going to look at this verse. O you who have believed, fear Allah as He should be feared, and do not die except as Muslims. So I find the verse very, very interesting, to say the least. Beginning with, O you who have believed, and that's because before coming to Islam, I would hear about the fear of God. But if you're not in Islam, the biggest difference between Islam and anything else, including Christianity, is the oneness in God. I never believed that there were three. I believe that, and A'udhu Billah, and Alhamdulillah, I'm glad I don't believe this anymore. But I never really believed in three. Like, I figured I was wrong, but I thought that one being like changed into this one and this one and this one whenever he wanted to. I thought that was it, but they'll tell you no, it's not. It's three different things in one. But I kind of dismissed it, whatever. And at the same time, when I would hear about be a person of fear in God, fear of God, I would think in my mind, I never really done anything like to hurt others. I've always been very aware that God listens to every thought that I think. Now I had doubts about whether it's instant or whether He can go back and look at it. But I had a couple of experiences that before coming to Islam, that made me realize it was instant at all times. He always is. It doesn't matter how many people are in the world. It doesn't matter if all people are talking at once. He knows, and He can very much act towards what you're saying instantly, or just let it go. I think most times He just lets it go. Now, because I've never really thought anything negative or much less offensive towards God, I was like, why do I have to be afraid? I haven't done anything to offend God. And that is a very dangerous belief looking back in hindsight. And it's only Islam that teaches you to have the fear of God, because even if you haven't done anything wrong, thinking that is pride, is arrogance, and that's the worst thing you can do. So when I was first like 4 or 5, there was a dragonfly flying around my kitchen, and I remember, I think it was my mom that said, these are called like horses of the devil or something about the devil. And I took it like in mockery, even though that's obviously not true. But I took it in mockery, as in like, what is this devil and God thing? And that I started laughing hysterically at that. And that dragonfly, like, flew around my ear like, and that scared the living hell out of me. You might think, one time maybe it's a coincidence for whatever reason. Then when I was 23, I was coming back from Tennessee from a wedding, a friend's wedding, and during the reception, it was the opening week of college football. So during the reception, the reception was held at a room, like a party room, but it had a few TVs around, and they had the first ever back to football game. Now, I was very thrilled. Back then I was a real big time college football fan. No matter who played, I would watch. And so I'm there just excited. And my friend that was getting married, he had a younger sister. Now, he was a couple of years older than me, and the sister was like my age. So I'm there watching, and the sister has also a friend that's her age, my age. And so I'm there watching, and they come over and they try to get my attention, and they keep trying. They think that I'm playing hard to get games, whatever. I really wasn't. I was really into the game. And then so they kept trying, and I said, y'all stop, like, don't you see that this here, pointing at the TV, this here is what I live for. And when I said that, I kind of knew that it was, a statement with a potential against God. But I didn't really focus on it. The night went on, whatever. So the next day, I'm coming home. I'm flying my college football car flags on both sides. I'm really pumped up. Oh yeah, the season's back, and who played who and who's gonna play who and all that. Now then I remember the statement that I made, and I kind of felt guilt, conviction. And this was before coming to Islam, and God is one. What God hears your thoughts. Who knows if it's instant or not. I felt a little afraid, but then I tried to relieve myself from the fear by thinking, and I remember my exact thought. It's no big deal. God knows that I really did not mean to say that. Literally thought that word for word in my mind. And as soon as I thought that, I heard the loudest bang, like it was like a gunshot or a loud bang. I couldn't figure out from where. And kind of like the Firefly thing, drove scared for like an hour and a half, whatever was left of the trip. And I get out, don't think anything of it. Then maybe half an hour later, I come back to the truck and I see that one of the flags is broke in half, and it's this, if you ever seen one, I mean, if you've seen one or not, it's like this very thick rubber plastic, impossible to break. I mean, you would have to literally try extremely hard. And the other one was completely missing somehow or another. And I realized that's what I got from my thought. That's what God doesn't care if I really believe that or not. This is a sign to know that He hears everything at every instant, at all times. Coming to Islam, mashallah, it made it very, very clear, it's like putting it together. So there's only one God, no doubt at all. There's no need for Him to turn into three things. It's just not, that's just stupid in hindsight. And every instant, He's there listening. Most of the times, He will probably not show a instant or close to instant reaction to what you say, unless, God forbid, A'udhu God protects us from thoughts like this, unless it's like a provoking God thought. So that's my story to link to the verse shown in the beginning. And then when I read a verse like, if the people of the book argue about me, then tell them, let's earnestly gather together and invoke the curse of Allah. I mean, it all makes sense, and I would never get in the shoes of doing that and knowingly being on the wrong side for mockery, or to think this is a joke and God knows. I would never, you could not pay me to do this. So yeah, I fear God. Even if I haven't done anything, I still fear God. And believe it or not, as crazy as it sounds, it actually brings calm and peace to me. So my peace, I'll leave you all. Assalamu alaikum.